Welcome to Yogaxpress, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. Today we have a very special guest. We have Jill Camera to my right. Jill is a yoga teacher, a very popular yoga teacher in New York City, and she has such a vast background. I'm going to let her say a little bit about herself. It's been a while since Jill has been with us. But before I do that, I do want to point out that Jill is co-author, is that right?
Yes, or co-editor.
Co-editor, and she has this amazing pack of cards called Yoga Fans. So I'm going to let Jill hold it up.
Oh, okay.
Jill, would you explain to our viewers how they can use this fan? What is it, color-coded? How did you put it?
Sure. It's a collection of your basic asana postures, yoga postures. And the format is particularly nice because if you're working from a book, it's oftentimes awkward with the pages. I need both my glasses and not my glasses. So you could just spread this out very easily and see the postures and the instructions. And it is color-coded according to, we used what's called the chakra map. So basically from the energetic parts of the body that are more rooted into the earth, and then moving up through our center, through our heart, and then ultimately up into the higher, more esoteric or etheric centers.
So when you talk about the chakras, it's color-coded as per the chakras. So you've got the postures that impact a certain chakra, that activate a certain chakra in one group or something?
Yes, and the whole theory with the chakras is very, it's really a mapping system.
Right.
And there's nothing, how should I put it? It's scientific in an energetic sense,
Right.
but you can't find your chakras with our sensory apparatus.
Right, right.
But you can sense them
can sense
on a
it.
particular level. And that's one of the things that a yoga practice will help you with, getting more in touch, I would say, with the energetic vibrations of each of the chakras. And there's so many theories. Some people feel that the chakras actually need to be eliminated, that they're blockages for enlightenment.
So it's a kind of a liberation.
Yes, ultimately that is
Right.
what yoga is. And but when we're working with the body, we use these energetics in a very practical way.
Right.
And again, some are more solid and earthbound, others are more emotional, and then others move you into that more refined kind of state of mind.
So let me see if I've understood this correctly.
Okay, because I barely understand. I don't really understand it myself, Bono, for the truth be told. But
but I think it's an amazing way to put it together. So
Yes,
if,
yes.
if there are certain postures, what we are actually saying is there are certain postures that will help awaken specific chakras.
Yes.
Make sense? Okay. Okay.
And then vis-a-vis that, each of the chakras are associated with particular physical capabilities and
Right.
intelligences and talents, certain emotional intelligences, and then ultimately spiritual attainments and connections. So on a physical level, you have the sense of being grounded, and it's pretty self-explanatory through the
Right,
feet,
right.
through the legs.
Yeah.
The grounding has to do with your ability to sustain your existence, money, shelter,
Right.
food, etc.
Basics, right,
Basics.
right.
And then moving up, the next chakra is your, sometimes it's called the sex chakra, but it's
Right.
really the creativity, your ability to create and reproduce.
The lower abdominal region.
Exactly, or
Okay.
sacral region.
Right.
And another kind of misconception, oftentimes when we talk about the chakras, we go like this, but they run along the spine. So it's,
Oh, okay.
it's the back that
Well, that's good.
we should
Okay.
be pointing to, but it's a little bit harder to see.
So it's really this region in the back.
In the back, exactly.
Okay, got it. So as it
And again, the energetics of the chakras, which means wheels, run along the spinal cord. And
Right.
again, these channels that they flow, if you cut open a cadaver, you would not see them.
Right.
But from ancient times, it's always been sensed on a more subtle level that there's these energetic channels in the body. And again, it makes sense. It's what gives us life
Right,
and
right.
animation.
Yeah.
And so then the sacral chakra, then this is sometimes called the power chakra.
Okay. Or like they call, I think we have a term in English, power in your belly or fire in your
Fire
belly.
in your belly,
kind of a
sure.
thing. Okay.
Yeah.
So
And it's funny
fire.
with the colors, as they're color coded
Yeah, it's
traditionally.
like the rainbow colors,
Rainbow
right?
colors.
Red, orange.
Yeah, and then
In
this one,
reverse.
Manipura, the power chakra is yellow, and there's that yellow belly thing.
That's
which
right,
is
yeah.
I always thought very funny.
There
And
must be a reason. Okay.
yes,
so
and there's again so many things and so many mappings. Heart chakra,
then
again
you've
your
got
capacity.
the green. Is it? It's going backward in the rainbow colors, right? So VI, violet, indigo, blue.
Right, the most dense
blue throat,
color
like
is
Shiva
blue.
has got a blue throat.
Exactly,
So
the
indigo
blue
over
throat,
here.
indigo, and usually
So
white
it's-
or gold.
Right, right. And then GY. So green for heart. Where's my heart? On this side. Okay. Green.
Well, actually, we'll be going like this with the chakras,
That's right,
Through
right.
the
All
back.
the back.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
It is. It's again energetically the channels uncross here, and then they go this way, and then they begin to cross. It's basically masculine, feminine energies like this throughout the body,
Right,
along
okay.
the spine, and where they intersect, it's a good thing because it produces an effect, but when you're talking about very esoteric spiritual enlightenment, they can become blocks. And we all know, especially the lower, what we call the lower chakras,
Right.
these are human instincts. You've got the survival, reproductive, and the instinct of the herd. I always
Right,
love
right.
that one, right? You know,
The
how
Manipura.
animals will,
Right,
the
right.
find their powers. And they're not bad, but they will bind us,
Right.
again, according to esoteric lore, to the realm of samsara or earthly realm, which can be very nice too. But if you're working towards liberation,
Yeah.
you have to
have to move
basically
through all
you have
the
to move
basics
through
before you-
and make sure they're
It's like having
functioning
a foundation,
well.
right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
So having
exactly.
the foundation, make sure that's nice and solid before you get to the spiritual level.
Perfectly
Hey,
put.
everything has
Yes.
its great.
Yes, yes.
Jill, that was beautiful.
Ah.
Before I forget my manners, I'd like to thank our wonderful crew. We have Josiane Hurd, our director. We have Carol Lewis, our tech director, co-director, and Kristen Kofer is responsible for these studio lights and the gobos and the settings. Jill is going to take me through some chair yoga adaptations of her regular postures. We're going to do it in a chair. Before we do that, I'd like to thank Manhattan Neighborhood Network for allowing us to tape these episodes here. This program, Yoga Express, airs Monday through Friday on Time Warner 57, RCN 84, and FiOS 35 at 1:30 in the afternoon. Jill, all yours.
Oh, shall
I'm
we?
ready, yeah.
Shall we move? Okay,
Yes.
so we'll put the fan
So we get
aside
on the
for
chairs?
now. Yes, we'll start on the chair.
Okay.
And I've been enjoying exploring doing yoga on a chair for many reasons. If you find it if one finds it challenging to get up and down from the floor, you always have your chair.
Right.
Lots of us spend a lot of time on the chair or the
Oh, yeah.
couch. So it'd be nice to have something to do there. And more than anything probably is the office chairs, because again, through time,
Always.
all day, it's this, and this. So the yoga really serves to
Open up.
open up nicely. And we'll start with my new favorite thing, which I'm calling press and squeeze. The core, again, we're just talking about the lower chakras. Again, lower may they be, they are very, very necessary to grow out of or grow from. So we always want to make sure that we're grounded before we do anything in our practice. So it's nice just to sit a wee bit and maybe close the eyes. Notice that you can direct your energy to yield into gravity. In other words, you're not pulling up into space with your tension in the muscles, but you can just relax yourself into gravity. And then if you add a little extra press with your hands and squeeze, I always say just squeeze whatever you can down there, you'll feel your low belly pull slightly in and up.
Yeah.
And that's a nice technique to hold for as much as you can remember, or with anything else, it becomes second nature. You will automatically do that. So you press the hands down, you give that little bit of squeeze, and you'll notice almost like any tube, like a tube of toothpaste. If you give a little squeeze at the base, then the energetically
Right.
you'll rise up and you'll lift
the
up.
rest of the body comes up,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
and I don't really like that toothpaste analogy, but it works. So again, we're just going to press down a little bit to get ourselves centered and grounded. And then we'll take our hands to the sides, arms to the sides, and simply inhale, reach the arms up. Now you'll notice this may start to take you off of the chair. Well, you need to resist with that little squeeze, that little press that we worked on, reaching the fingertips up, and then we're just going to exhale the arms down. Nice and simple. Nice, Bono. Inhale, reach the arms up again. Shoulders are relaxed, so you're yielding into gravity, but you're stretching into space. And then we're going to turn over to one side. So you're just going to turn. You'll bring one hand outside of the thigh, the other hand behind you or on the side of the chair, whatever feels comfortable. Take a couple of breaths there.
When I close my eyes, I find my hearing improves a lot.
Right. You eliminate one sense and get a little sharper on the other. Now, inhale, reach the arms back up again, and of course, we're going to twist to the other side. And you may notice the inhales serve to uplift the chest, and then the exhales are like a ringing out, and that's part of the great action of twisting. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms back up. Now this time we're going to lean over to one side. So you bring one hand down and then the other arm overhead. That's it. Coming into a side stretch. And then we're going to inhale, reach the arms up again and take the opposite side. So nice and easy, no fancy dancy, but we're getting a nice stretch to the lateral stretch to the spine. And then inhale the arms up. And this time we're going to bring the arms straight out to the side. Nice, Bandhu. So the arms can act as an extension of that whole heart region. So it opens up the chest and gives a nice uplifting feeling. And then we'll take that a little deeper, flip the palms up. That's it. And pull the arms slightly back behind you. And you'll notice that serves to open up the heart and the chest. We do want to monitor that we're not kicking out those low ribs. So remember that squeezing down, press and squeeze. So we're still
easy to forget.
Yeah, very easy.
Thanks for the reminder.
Yeah, right, isn't it funny? But again, through practice, it'll all is coming. And then flip the palms down and back, and we're just going to soften the spine into a forward bend. So you can round a little bit, maybe even look at your navel. It's like a cat pose in the chair.
What navel? I don't see my navel.
Well, we know where it is. Inhale, reach the arms up. We all have one. And then we'll simply release the arms down. So, Banu, we just went through 5 actions of the spine.
Right.
The spine was neutral, we twisted, we side bended, we back bended, and we forward bended. Bent. The last one is bringing the spine upside down, and we'll get to that a little bit later. But we're going to run through that same, I'm going to call it a vinyasa because it's linked with the breath,
right.
Just with one breath count. And if you can memorize this, you could do it at a desk, you could do it in an airport, you can do it on a train, you can do it anywhere. So here we go. Inhale to reach the arms up, and exhale, twist. Excellent. Inhale the arms up, still rooting down, and exhale, twist other side. Inhale, reach the arms up. Now the lateral bend, reach on over, stretch. Inhale the arms up.
Exhale, opposite side. You can hold onto the chair if you like. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, open the arms. Inhale, there's our back bend with the palms up. And then we flip the palms, we soften into our forward bend. And then we inhale the arms up. And exhale, hands right on the thighs. Good.
Feels good.
It's very energizing
Yeah.
just to move the spine like that.
And there's a conscious sending of all that breath into the system, right? Feels so
Totally,
good.
totally. So very nice. And again, we'll relate to our chakra theme. We've kind of hit all the various spots along the spine. So now we're just going to warm up the legs a little bit. Every chair is different, and you never know what you're going to get wherever
Right.
you are. So it's nice to adapt and adjust. This one is nice because it doesn't have arms, so you can always bring your hands onto the chair if you want to, or just maybe keep them on your hips. But we'll simply do some inhales and exhales. So we'll extend the leg out on the inhale, exhale, flex the knee back in. Good. Inhale out, exhale in. And you feel a little bit of work in the low belly there, so this is a good belly toner. Exhale, inhale.
Would I be
Exhale.
cheating if I use my quad muscles? Probably, right?
Yes, if you're doing that press and squeeze,
Right.
you will not use the quads. You use it a little bit,
So
but
the
not so
lower
much. The
abdominal.
lower abdominal, exactly. And that like so. Let's do that press and squeeze. We could remember to do that between every set. So you just press down, squeeze, and you'll feel a nice secure rooting quality.
Right.
And then we'll do the hands on the hips again, and other leg. Inhale and exhale. So there's the squeeze. Inhale and exhale. And again, you feel it on those lower abdominals. Inhale and exhale. Do it 3 more times. Inhale, exhale. You're also warming up the joints. Exhale, and 1 more. Inhale and exhale. Perfect. Let's do our little rooting down. And then we'll do a hip stretch. So you'll just take your leg and cross it over the opposite thigh. And this is a nice place to adjust a little bit and sit up tall.
This one's a little tough.
Yeah, it is tough.
Because we sit in chairs all the time.
Exactly.
So it's
Yeah.
That's all right.
But you can always cross like this.
Oh, no. I
Yeah,
want to
very
try
close.
it.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And this is a nice place to stay. If you wanted to go deeper, I would recommend flexing the foot just to secure the knee joint better, and then you can fold forward. So you'll feel that. And yeah, holding onto the chair, nice idea. And this is a great release. They say, I guess it's because of its proximity to that root chakra, but they say releasing the hips helps bring abundance and money into your life. So it's a good reason to practice the hip openers. And then come on up and switch sides. So maybe go through center and then do the other leg. I'm avoiding saying left and right so that your viewers can
Great idea.
follow up easily. And again, sitting up nice and tall is a nice stretch in itself, but if you want to go a little bit deeper, you just fold forward. And we're taking our time doing a little bit more explanation, but in essence, what we just did, 5-10 minutes tops for a nice reviving chair session.
This would be especially great when we are sitting, as you mentioned, sitting at the computers all the time.
Exactly.
Because I know, for instance, our director, Josiane, she says she's always on the computer and she always sits cross-legged. So cross-legged is great, but
Yeah.
I find this, for me, crossing the legs is difficult anyway, but I also find this is a little bit more accommodating of my body because I'm not able to get my leg all the way.
Oh, she gets both her legs up?
Yeah.
And we
But
can-
folding over, it's tough, but
Yeah.
it feels good.
But
when
it feels
it's
good.
not, yeah.
Nice little release. And I was thinking too, I say airports all the time, but
Right.
I just read that San Francisco airport now has a yoga room.
Yes.
Yes, can you
Wow,
believe it?
That's
Yeah.
good.
And brilliant. I mean, sometimes you
Great
see
idea,
people doing
yeah.
things on chairs.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's amazing,
I wonder whose
isn't it?
idea that was. I'm sure lots of people have been practicing at the airport so much they said, okay, go do it in private.
Yes, nicely, precisely.
Did you know in Asia they have a smoking room where people who, you feel compelled to smoke. They have to go inside this room and you can see the room is full of smoke and there are people smoking. So now they know what it's like to be inhaling that smoke.
Oh, yeah, and I can imagine the
be
residue that
terrible.
must be on the wall. Oh.
Come on, Sarah. That's for you.
Not too late.
Just walk in, walk in. Come on. It's a walk-in show.
Yeah, you're actually, it's good timing. We're going to do something for our fingers. Always, again, we just like our poor feet in those shoes. You always want to spread your toes. Though the sequence that we're doing today on the chair, you can do fully clothed and
Right,
with your shoes
right,
on.
right.
So it
That's
doesn't
right.
have to. But if you ever get the chance and you
That's
can,
fine. That's okay. Yeah. Thank you. All the way around.
Okay.
All right, so while we're waiting for Sarah, we're going to interlace our fingers, flip the palms forward, and inhale the arms up. And again, notice the arms want to take the seat up, so we just root down a little bit more. Inhale and exhale. Come on down.
While Sarah finds her way through
Yes.
the maze of cameras.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hi, Sarah. This is
Hi.
Jill Camera. Jill is our special guest.
Yes,
Sarah
yes.
Torres for our viewers as well. Sarah's a very familiar face.
Yes, we met
We
last
met,
time.
yeah.
What are you doing, Jill? Oh,
I
you
see
would.
you.
Then you would remember. She's amazing.
Yes, and
Yes.
vice versa.
Yeah, I'm happy to be back doing the chair yoga.
Nice.
Are we doing different moves?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
A little bit different. In fact, what we did earlier was the warm-up, but we'll continue. Go ahead and change the interlace. You got it. Flip the palms forward and reach the arms up. Good. And Sarah, we were talking about rooting down through the sitting bones. So oftentimes when we reach up, everything wants to come up. So you have to actively root down and squeeze, as I say, whatever you can down there. Pull the lower abdominals in, the lower belly in, and then breathe, inhale, and come on down. Nicely done. So I think we're okay for time to do another twist.
Yes. I think
Good.
we have another 5 minutes probably. Oh, we have 5 minutes. Beautiful.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
So we're going to slide this way on your chair. Mhm. And then you'll turn in the direction to the back of the chair and hold onto the back of the chair with both hands. Now, with your,
Oh, this feels good already.
isn't it good? This is Bhadrava Vajrasana on the chair. And this chair is particularly nice. It has little handles that we can
Right,
hold on
right.
to. So the direction that you're turning hand, you're going to press the chair away. And the opposite hand, you're going to pull a little bit.
So in
So
our case,
in
is
our
it the
case,
right
the
hand's
right
coming?
hand is pulling and the
Pulling,
left
yes.
hand is pushing. And that's going to help facilitate the good detoxifying action of the twist.
Oh, okay, so when we do that, we're twisting a little deeper.
Little deeper. And we warmed up nicely in that earlier vinyasa so we've conditioned for the twist. Now come on back, even though you could stay there forever, I think.
Yeah.
And I'll show you just one last thing on this side and we'll do the other side. Take your, in our case, right leg, so it's the leg away from the back of the chair, and take it behind you. You may need to adjust a bit. You can curl the right toes under, and if you want to, you can then reach your arms up,
Sorry.
and you'll be in a lunge position.
Oh, that's
But
right.
a lunge on the chair.
It feels
It's pretty good, right?
nice. Yeah, especially
That's
with
great.
hair.
That's right.
Yeah, nice groin stretch, nice on the outer hip. And then if we exhale, in our case, over to the right, you open up a bit, you can take it into a warrior two.
Oh, nice.
Nice, little vinyasa.
Yeah.
Good. And then to come back into that lunge position, and then bring your hands to the chair, and we'll switch sides. So just draw that back leg in, come through center, and we'll finish up with the other side. So you're sitting on the side of your chair, you're turning into the back of your chair. And again, the hand that's closer to your knees is a pull, and the opposite hand is a push. So we're pushing with our right hand, pulling with the left. And you can go deeper, deeper, deeper into that twist.
Is it
Twisting.
okay, you know how you have popping, if you're doing this and you have pop in your spine, should you like get scared?
Actually,
Like,
no,
"What?"
no, the popping is, as long as there's no pain involved, the popping is good. It's just
Air
they
pockets, right?
air pockets, exactly. And I always find it refreshing when that happens, as long as I'm not worrying about it. And then we're going to come back. Again, hold on to the chair where you need to, or adjust a little bit more towards the outside. And then you're going to slide the leg that's away from the back of the chair behind you and come into your lunge as deep or as soft as you'd like to take it. Again, you can adjust a little bit. And if you want to reach your arms up, you're in your lunge. Nice stretch to the groin and outer hip. And then if you turn away from the chair, you'll take it into a classic yoga pose called Warrior Two. You can flip the palms down or keep them up, whatever feels good. And then the arms come back up, hands to the chair, swing around, perfect timing. Good. And then we're going to take it into that famous forward fold that I'm always promising. I don't think we got to it last
We
time.
didn't do it
You just
last
come
time,
to the edge of your chair. So this is a little bit more, Sarah, an office chair series. Hands on the hips. And then you can just release the head down between your hands. If your hands touch the floor, you can relax. This should feel pretty nice on the low back, mid-spine. It reverses the flow of the blood.
With my knees apart, I'm able to get my hands done. I think with the knees together it's going to be hard.
Oh, yeah, no point doing it with the knees together. I think the knees apart is even
It's
better.
good. This
Yes.
feels good, yeah.
And
Sarah's
then-
pretty. She's
Okay,
all the
I'm
way
just
down.
shaking my head.
That's how good it feels.
Yeah, it is. And again, refreshing. So nice little break from the office humdrum, as they say.
So every time the boss walks in,
Yes,
duck
it'd be like,
under the desk.
They'll think that you're bowing to them, so that's even better.
now inhale will come up. So you want to go slow. You don't want one, well, unless you want one of those head rushes. And then you can bring one hand to one thigh, the other hand to the other thigh, and come to sit up.
Wow, feels
And
good.
there you go. Yes.
Jill, that was amazing. Before we close, I'd like to thank our team, Josiane Hurd, Carol Lewis, and Kristen Kofer. Thank you so much for making this episode happen today. On behalf of Sarah Torres, I'm glad you got in at least the last 10 minutes
Yes.
with
Ooh, it
Jill.
felt great.
You
Yes.
missed an amazing experience. And on behalf of Jill Camera, our special guest, thank you so much, Jill. This is Banu Suresh signing off, and you are watching Yoga Express. We're ready for more if you want to keep
Thank you. Sure, we
a
could do
minute or
it.
two. Yeah.
Shall we? We can do it this way. Let's say we're going to go to the back of our chair
Okay.
and move it a little bit forward. And we'll take a downward facing dog on the chair.
Oh, that should be interesting.
Yes, just hold on to the back, walk yourself back. And give yourself a nice stretch. And we're very lucky because the chair is stable on the mat.
Right.
So we can press a little bit into the back of the chair. Feel the stretch back of the legs.
Yeah, that feels great.
Sarah, make the outside edges of your feet line up. So, yes, that's it. Some breaths here. Again, nice stretch along the side body and for the spine. And then we can walk up to the back of the chair.
These are wonderful tips.
Yes.
So you just go to the back and
And go.
got a good
Yeah,
full
different type of
stretch.
okay. Very nice.
How are we doing for time, Josiane and Carol? Oh, we could
saw
stretch
credits.
forever.
Right?
Yes, I did see the credits too, but Josiane usually gives us a couple of minutes after, but that's fine. We're done. So Jill, we are going to expect you again tomorrow.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you so much. This was
Thank
a great
you.
experience. I really enjoyed it. Josiane? All right.
How's
You
your
got
writing?
1 minute.
We have a minute left?
No. You got 1 minute before we start again.
Oh,
Oh, it's like, oh, I'm like,
she's giving us a 1 minute break. Okay,
Okay.
okay. Thanks, Carol.
This is Goddess speaking.
We love you, goddess. We love both of our goddesses there. We have a minute break, so.
Sure. Should we take the chairs away?
Yeah, to start off, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.